Could there be a digital company that rivals Silicon Valley titans like Google, Facebook, and Amazon? Yet it operates with a quieter but exponentially more formidable influence. At the same time, companies like Apple dominate the global hardware market and Google rules search. China's tech giant is a behemoth that influences nearly every facet of modern digital life, from social media and mobile payments to gaming and cloud computing, while allowing the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, roughly unfettered access to the data under the table. This is Tencent, an all-encompassing ecosystem in China. Tencent's reach is unmatched in its sphere, primarily hidden behind China's regulated internet walls. Still, its financial and strategic influence extends far beyond. Though Tencent is not a household name, you likely use products or services that Tencent is involved with. Tencent's rise to dominance and ultimately fall is no coincidence, but the result of meticulous strategy, aggressive acquisition, and a vast ecosystem built around control. Control over data, services, and even the flow of information. While names like Alibaba and ByteDance often overshadow it on the international stage, Tencent has quietly built an empire from social media and gaming to fintech and cloud services, becoming one of the world's most powerful and influential technology conglomerates. But as with any empire, its ascent has not been without controversy, allegations of underhanded practices, and unsavory dealings that have raised eyebrows around the globe. Tencent's story begins in 1998, when a group of Chinese entrepreneurs, including its now iconic founder, Pony Ma, created an instant messaging service called QQ. Modeled after INTQ, one of the early pioneers of internet chat, QQ quickly gained popularity among Chinese youth. However, Tencent's true power would come more than a decade later with the launch of WeChat in 2011, a product that would redefine what a mobile app could be. Knowing that mobile chat was becoming increasingly needed, Tencent attempted to buy WhatsApp for $10 billion instead of building an app from scratch. However, Pony Ma needed emergency back surgery, and Facebook swooped in and bought WhatsApp for $19 billion. Enraged, Pony Ma had all of the Tencent developers build WeChat. To exceed the WhatsApp sale, Pony Ma sought to add a tap-to-talk feature to WeChat. Tencent approached TalkBox for acquisition. However, while talks were ongoing, Tencent replicated TalkBox and integrated it into WeChat. While WeChat started as a simple messaging platform, it quickly evolved into something far more significant. A super app, a key, the one app to rule them all. In 2017, WeChat launched its most integrated feature yet, mini programs. Now, instead of installing individual apps, a user can access nearly every app within the platform, eliminating the need for an app store while increasing the convenience for the user and the data information for Tencent. WeChat users can pay bills, book flights, hail taxis, read news, stream videos, and even order food without leaving the app. While this is undoubtedly convenient, this vertical integration of services has allowed Tencent to amass unprecedented influence and control over its users' lives, with over 1.24 billion monthly active users globally. Tencent earns money through every microtransaction to every vendor every day. Tencent has become the ultimate gatekeeper to the Chinese marketplace. You must pay the Tencent price to gain access if you want any market share in China. This is being called the Tencent Tax. The company's financial technology arm, Tencent Financial, owns WeChat Pay, a ubiquitous mobile payment platform in China that rivals Alibaba's Alipay. Together, these two services handle trillions of dollars in annual transactions, effectively giving Tencent insight into a significant portion of China's financial system. It is estimated that WeChat Pay generates 1 billion plus payment transactions daily, more than Visa and MasterCard combined. With the Tencent service charge added, this is a significant income stream for the platform. With this, Tencent has avoided using ads on the platform and keeps it clean. In China, where the internet is closely regulated and compartmentalized, WeChat has become an indispensable part of daily life. The real question, however, lingers. Where does the line between Tencent and the CCP lie? The CCP has unfiltered access to the data that WeChat collects, including location tracking, private messaging, images, financial statuses, and more. This allows for surveillance, censorship, imprisonment, or worse. Despite WeChat's role as an essential tool for millions of Chinese citizens, its dual function as a data-gathering tool for the government makes it a dangerous platform for discussing politically sensitive topics. In 2017, Lu Yuyu, a Chinese activist known for documenting protests across China, was arrested and later jailed for 4 years after authorities tracked his online activity through WeChat. Lu had been using the platform to share information about labor strikes and other unrest, quickly catching government censors' attention. What began as private conversations and text updates soon led to his imprisonment, highlighting the increasingly blurred line between personal communication and state surveillance in China. Another notable case occurred in 2020 when Sun Qing was arrested after posting critical comments on WeChat and Twitter about China's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. She was charged with inciting subversion of state power, a common accusation against individuals who speak out against the government online. Similarly, Uyghur writers and activists have faced harsh consequences for their digital communications. For instance, Gulnisa Imin, a Uyghur poet, is currently serving a 17.5-year prison sentence, in part due to her WeChat messages, which the government claimed promoted separatist sentiments. With WeChat functioning as an indispensable tool for everything from social interactions to financial transactions, users have little choice but to accept the risk that their conversations might be monitored. In fact, Amnesty International conducted an in-depth study of messaging apps and found that Tencent was the worst offender in terms of data management and privacy. It is the only app to have ever scored a 0 out of 100. Despite its staggering public success in China, Tencent's international expansion attempts have been more subdued. It wasn't until recently that the West began to realize the true influence that Tencent and China truly have. While its WeChat platform has struggled to gain traction outside Chinese-speaking communities, Tencent has taken a different approach to global dominance. Rather than directly competing with international giants like Google and Facebook, Tencent has opted for a more subtle strategy, taking a significant minority stake, often up to 45%, in promising tech companies and quietly expanding its influence. This minority stake allows Tencent to stay out of the spotlight, yet still yield significant control of the company. Through a highly aggressive acquisition strategy, Tencent has quietly absorbed or invested in hundreds of companies across various sectors, including names you may associate with daily, such as Reddit, Tesla, Discord, Spotify, Snapchat, and Universal Music. However, these are just a few of the over 100-plus companies Tencent is involved with. In the gaming world, Tencent has become a true colossus. By acquiring significant stakes in Riot Games, creators of League of Legends, Epic Games, the company behind Fortnite, and Finland's Supercell, owners of Clash of Clans, Tencent has become the world's largest gaming company by revenue outpacing Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo by nearly double. These acquisitions weren't just about profit, they were about control. By taking majority or significant minority stakes in these companies, Tencent ensures that it influences some of the most popular video games in the world. This acquisition strategy has allowed Tencent to rapidly enter new markets, neutralize competition, and integrate new technologies into its vast ecosystem. This reach and diversity have made Tencent more than just a tech company. It is an economic powerhouse. This investment-first strategy allows Tencent to gain insight into emerging technologies and markets without the regulatory scrutiny often accompanying direct ownership. By staying in the background, Tencent avoids headline-making controversies that follow companies like Huawei or ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok. Does Tencent control what people can say, even outside of China? For the past decade, Tencent has contracted to show NBA games on its platform. However, in 2019, the Houston Rockets general manager tweeted support for Hong Kong. In response, Tencent removed all Houston Rockets streaming from all platforms. The general manager was forced to remove the tweet and apologize, showing direct support for the Chinese government. Shortly after, many Houston Rockets players also came forth to support China. So, while some in recent years have begun to wonder if China could use Tencent to censor or control people abroad, The answer seems to be that they already do. Still, this approach has been challenging, as Chinese tech giants, including Tencent, have come under increased scrutiny from foreign governments, particularly concerning data privacy and Chinese state influence. Tencent's investments have raised concerns. Critics argue that Tencent's global expansion strategy is about more than just profit. It's about spreading its control and influence far beyond China's borders, potentially opening the door to government surveillance on an international scale. While it would be easy to write off Tencent as a Chinese government pawn, Tencent's relationship with the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, is multifaceted and deeply intertwined with the country's governance model, which combines economic success with strict state oversight. While the exact mechanisms of data sharing are not entirely transparent, it is well documented that Tencent must comply with China's cybersecurity laws, which mandate that tech companies assist the government in matters related to national security, effectively making user data available upon request. The Chinese government uses this access to facilitate its broader system of social control, most notably through the social credit system, which tracks citizens' online and offline behavior. While Tencent is not officially in charge of the social credit system, platforms like WeChat provide the government with significant amounts of data that can contribute to a person's social credit score. These scores are used to reward or penalize citizens based on their behavior, including anything from unpaid debts to social media posts criticizing the government. The system gathers data from multiple sources, including financial transactions, social media behavior, legal records, and public actions. Citizens are rewarded or penalized based on their actions, with high scores resulting in benefits like better loan rates and low scores leading to restrictions, such as travel bans or limitations on accessing certain public services. The system operates through a combination of government databases and private partnerships with companies like Tencent, which provide data from platforms such as WeChat. Though it has not been uniformly implemented across China yet, the social credit system reflects the Chinese government's goal of maintaining social order and encouraging conformity to state-approved behavior, raising significant concerns about privacy and human rights. The CCP isn't allowing Tencent to grow unfettered anymore. In 2017, they released a policy that eliminated the ability to sell or market new games and prohibited children under age 18 from playing games for more than 3 hours per week. This caused Tencent's prices to fall drastically since they couldn't release new games. Due to this new rule, Tencent adapted the app to include facial recognition to determine the user's age and the time spent on the device. After a controversial 2020 speech by competitor Jack Ma, the CCP attacked all of China's big tech companies. The CCP used antitrust laws and anti-monopoly regulations to fine the very companies they had urged to grow so large. These fines cumulatively reached into the billions. It is estimated that Chinese companies have lost over $1.5 trillion in market value. But why were they attacking their spy tool? Oddly enough, they cited risk factors and fears over these companies having too much access to data. It seems they liked having the data for themselves, but began questioning a single company with the same access. It is speculated that the CCP may not have believed that Tencent was doing enough to help the state. For example, many anti-governmental riots, exercises, and sentiments grew during the COVID lockdowns. Due to Tencent's size, many must have been coordinated through the app. Even though Tencent employs many censorship employees, controlling the narratives of 1 billion users can't be easy. The future of Tencent lies in balancing its dominance in China's digital landscape with its ambitions for global expansion amid increasing scrutiny and regulation. In China, Tencent will likely continue to leverage its vast ecosystem centered around WeChat and gaming, while diversifying into emerging sectors such as artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and financial services. However, as China's government imposes stricter regulations on tech giants to curb monopolistic practices and enhance data security, Tencent faces new constraints on its growth and operational freedom. Internationally, Tencent has succeeded in the gaming industry through investments in companies like Epic Games. Still, concerns over data privacy and its close ties to the Chinese government have tempered its global ambitions. As geopolitical tensions persist and regulatory frameworks evolve, Tencent's ability to innovate and expand globally while navigating these pressures will determine its future trajectory. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to be notified of more stories revealing the truth behind big businesses. Leave a comment if there is a business you'd like us to investigate next.